All right, so I've got a load of washing at the moment, and my husband's outside painting, and it's getting pretty hot, but I want to persevere and just show you a few more things. I've got my little cheat sheet here because this is my new book for this year, my new little knitting journal, if you like. This is my beautiful cat Tonto, who he was a Maine Coon rescue cat that we had 5 years ago. He was the most beautiful boy. We got him when he was 5 years old from a beautiful family near Dalesford. And I've had many cats in my life. And yeah, but this one was amazing. He was a huge Maine Coon rescue, the most beautiful, placid, gentle creature you could ever imagine. Sadly, he passed away 3 years ago, and we buried him in our garden. I just miss him. I just think he was a beautiful boy. You could stretch him out 4 foot at least. He was really nice. He used to wait for me when I came home from work. He'd be sitting at the gate when the car came in the driveway. He'd play and sleep with the dogs. We have 1 pug now, but we had 2 at that stage. I just miss him. You miss your animals when they go. So that's Tonto. So I stuck him on my knitting journal, and that's just a cheap little book that I had lying around. But I forgot to ask you, because I haven't filmed for a long time. Just before Christmas, I think I wished you all a happy Christmas. But I forgot to ask you, how was your Christmas, and how's life with all of you, because you're all going through stuff. You're all creating, you're all living your lives, your best lives, I hope. And I know I see some of you on YouTube, not just talking about the YouTube knitting friends and the community there. I know there's other people here that may watch me occasionally, and they're friends that I've had over the years. Through work and through other places too. So I just hope you all had a great Christmas break. It's still stinking hot here. It's going to be 35 today, I think, and it's already March. So our garden is crying a little bit. It needs a bit of work because of the exhibition and because of what I do inside now with making. It needs a little bit of TLC, which it will get very soon. But the reason I'm showing you this book is because I find it quite useful, and I've never done this either before. I have another book from last year. It's quite handy to refer to if you need to. But speaking of Christmas, I've seen a lot of people make some beautiful Advent makes, and I indulged. This is my 2nd year that I bought an Advent kit. I actually bought 2 Advent kits last year. One was from very indulgent one, but very beautiful. Camilla Hoyer Adamson from Denmark. Camilla put out this most glorious, and I mean glorious, Advent kit, the Hans Christian Andersen kit, which, as you know, postage and all that, it's sort of a bit of a bummer, but it was well worth the price, and you can see all the hard work that she put into it. So thank you, Camilla, for making such a beautiful kit. And with Camilla, as I'll show in a second what I did, but I also bought my 2nd one with a beautiful Advent kit from Little Woolly Makes in Hastings. Julie Harrison puts out a number of kits every year, and this year I chose, it's called the Moody Earthy Tones kit, a 12 Advent day kit, and I'll show you what I made with that. So again, based on what I've been rambling on about making things, as much as I love this and the squishiness, and actually I love a lot of colours that I got in here, this is also one that I'm going to offer for purchase at some stage when I figure it all out. This is also another one that I'm going to offer with the designer's permission for purchase for charity. So I'm just looking down here because I have my notes, but this one was, as I said, the 12-day Advent calendar kit from Little Woolly Makes, and I've got all the different yarns listed down there. There's some from Life in the Long Grass, there's Twisted Ambition, Hillside, Loft Corby, a lot of Life in the Long Grass actually in this one, but I'll stand back to show you. This is the Italian Knitter's Shawl by Francesca in Italy. It's quite long and I've put a few tassels on it, but I just had the most fun making this shawl. Very easy, garter stitch. You know, it's not rocket science, but it's a really beautiful big shawl with the most glorious yarns going through, changing colour all the time. And that pink up there, sort of, I like that one. That one was Noon, Life in the Long Grass. I won't say every single colour, but you get the gist. They just go on and on and on, and they just get bigger and bigger as they were getting to the blues and greens, all these colours. They're sort of actually gravitated towards these blues here. I just fell in love. And then you had that giant skein at the end. It was a Christmas skein. It was Aussie Christmas, I think, right at the end there. But it's quite a big shawl. It will wrap around you quite beautifully. It's I'm not good at doing all this sort of jazz here, but I actually like the blue side more for me. But really nice and warm and squishy. Really fun to make, easy to make, and Francesca has done this. It's just basic garter stitch with eyelets in between, not unlike the Habitation shawl and throw and all those sorts of things, but it's just a really good size to wrap around you when it gets cold out there, and it's going to get cold this year again. So this was the Italian Knitter's Shawl, and Francesca has done this design into bandanas, into shawlettes and things like that, but I just thought it would be a fun one to use that Advent kit for, and it was. So that one I'm going to offer charity as well, even though I paid for the Advent. That's okay. I got a lot of joy out of making it, and I know that sounds crazy. Why would you spend all that money? But it did give me joy, and I want to pass on that joy to other people. So that was one I did for Advent, and it was quite fun, as you all know, just unwrapping something every day and seeing what you get and putting it all together. This was the first time last year when I did an Advent with Julie's. Again, I tied up each Advent when I got it. I think they were 10 gram or 20 gram skeins. I tied them onto our Venetian blinds in the lounge room, and I just let them sit there and look at them almost like Christmas baubles or decorations. And then I decided how I would use them in what order and configuration and pattern, and I used them in a multiple different ways. But with this one, this is the first Advent I've ever made. I've only done it for 2 years, where I actually followed whatever I got that day, or that few days. I just kept going on and on and on. So that's the Italian Knitter's Shawl by Francesca. I've forgotten her surname, but I can link it below for you. So that was an Advent fun kit that I did. And in a previous episode, I think I talked about I did the Go-Go Dynamo shawl last year in October. I spent nearly all of October making a beautiful navy and pink and sort of muted tone dusty pinks, and you can go back and have a look if you want. But I got the bug to do that. I've never done anything Stephen West before, and as soon as I finished that, I still had that itch to make another one, and that's where I use Camilla's, or part of Camilla's Advent kit in my second Go-Go Dynamo shawl, and this is it. It's this one had at Camilla's last, see, I was a bit naughty with Camilla's Advent. I didn't open it day by day. I actually cheated because I wanted to see what was in there. So I actually opened it probably 2 weeks before she even started filming her Advent series. And as soon as I saw the final skein that she gives out at the end, which is this beautiful greeny variegated colour, it's gorgeous, and that's all throughout the shawl. I knew that was going to go predominantly in the shawl, and then I also, for the last probably 6 months, I've been lusting after Amy's La Bien-Aimée, the Shire, that green gorgeous colourway, the Shire. So I lashed out and bought some Shire. I think I bought 2 skeins of the Shire, and in the sock base singles, and then I incorporated some of Camilla's extra. It's not good with the light, is it? But you can see all those other colours there are from Camilla's Advent, the purples, the variegated tones there. They're all different parts of the Advent that and then I mixed them with her main skein Advent and the Shire in between. So this is the Go-Go, and I've always liked green. I'm a green girl, but again, and this took again 90 hours of work and how many stitches and the whole shebang. But this one too, I'm hoping, with Stephen's permission, and if he gives it, he might not, I can only ask, can't I? I'm going to offer this one for charity as well. So this is my second Go-Go Dynamo shawl, and that was a lot of fun using some Advent yarns that I got. So that was that one. Also, oh, sorry, it's getting hot in here. I mentioned last year that I've just started to learn how to do socks, and even though I learned how to knit and knitted 40 odd years ago, I haven't knitted for such a long time. It's only in the last 2.5 years that I started seriously knitting and crocheting and sewing again, in my semi-retirement. But I've got the bug for socks in between things, and I've tried a number of different sock patterns. The Gudrun socks are pretty amazing, with the interesting heel construction that just goes from rib back out to the toe, and I've talked about that before. But I cottoned on to this amazing Aussie Melbourne girl, Kath Martin from the Mindful Melbourne Makes, and sorry if I got that stuff there, Kath, but she's, you know, Kath Martin if you're a knitter in Melbourne, and Kath has put out a number of different sock patterns. Now she's branching out into all sorts of things, but including the Bendigo project, which I can talk about later too. But Kath has put out a number of different patterns. The first one was the Melbourne socks, which was a free pattern, and then I sort of got on board when she had the Canberra socks. I bought the pattern for the Canberra socks, and so I've made a number of socks that I gifted for Christmas, but I also started making a few more different pairs of socks. These are the Canberra socks too, just from Spotlight sort of yarn there. My husband had his 58th birthday in February, and he asked me to make him a pair of primary coloured socks, being an artist. So I used up all my scraps, and he's got big feet, and I wanted them long because I remember last winter it was really cold, and we have to watch the gas prices. They're crazy. So I made him a nice big pair of primary socks using scraps, all sorts of bits, and he that was a bit of fun too, so that was for him, and he liked them. I also made the Brisbane socks. These are sorry, this is not very good, is it? These are Kath Martin design too, and she's done the Hobart socks, she's got the Darwin socks, she's got the Bendigo socks coming up. This yarn, I wish I knew the name of it still. I bought it from the Yarn Bowl it's 4-ply. I bought it from the Yarn Bowl in Brisbane a couple of years ago, and it's just a pretty skein of muted colours that I really like. And that was the Hobart socks, bit of lace work. I did stuff up a little bit here and there, but I fudged and got through it. But that's a really pretty pattern, and they're nice and soft and gorgeous too. And then I also, watching the pennies sometimes, I also, again, Spotlight, every now and again I go to Spotlight, and I made another pair. If I hold it that way, you'll see that design coming through again from the Hobart socks that Kath designed, and she's got a number of great patterns online on Ravelry if you want to check her out. But that was a bit of fun, some dark green tweedy nips coming out there, just with the inexpensive 100% wool from Spotlight. So they're quite nice. And then I watched Daniela from the Italian suitcase. Oh, Daniela, did I stuff up that? The knitted suitcase. Oh, see, I've got Italy all through my brain at the moment with Francesca's stuff there. But Daniela in Western Australia is another beautiful, well, she's Italian, but she's an Aussie too, isn't she? So Daniela put me onto, I needed little breaks in between making the big stuff. And Daniela showed me on her YouTube channel that she was doing some penny gloves by Petite Knit. So, and again, I've never done anything with thumbs or gloves or mitts or anything like that. So again, I'm learning too. So I just got some scrappy bits of everything, and I've made 3 pairs so far. It might be enough for now, but I made these glorious, put mohair in them so they're nice and soft and squishy, and I made some penny gloves. And I thought, we're not going to wear these here in Australia, but I tell you what, when it's all open here, you can do, if it's going to be cold this winter like it was last winter, these could be a godsend when you still want to make things, but you don't want to put the gas heater on all day, which is absurd. So they're my first penny gloves that I made, and I was pretty chuffed with them. I mean, if you look really close, there's a few little fudges here and there, but you know, they're fun and they're easy. You could do them 1-2 days. So that was my first pair, using scraps up of, you know, sock yarns and things. Then I decided to make another pair, and this was a sort of a darker toned one. Again, the mohair is the luxurious factor. I had some Issachar mohair left over, you know, the zero, the neutral one. So I made a nice dark pair. And I just love that you can do everything and still be warm. The first pair I think I did a little bit too long, and they go up a bit higher. And then the second pair I've done a little bit shorter according to pattern. And then I've done one more pair just because I could, and then nearly finished, and that's another greeny pair with a bit of mohair in it, all scraps. I'm trying to use my stash this year. I know I bought a few things here and there, but not only for financial reasons, because I'm not working and I don't want to waste all my super on things that I'm going to, you know, sell for charity anyway, but I do want to use my scraps. I mean, I get the idea, and I hate that word stash. I really loathe that word, but collection sounds a bit too arty-farty for me. But I love having yarn around me too, like all of you knitters and crochet makers. But at the same time, I'm very conscious of it just sitting there looking pretty. It's meant to be used. The dyer has made it to be used. The yarn producers have made, the sheep have grown it to be used, so I want to use it. So there's 3 penny socks that I did, and they're really nice little, you know, stash busters, gifts, and also just a nice way to go between projects. So socks and those I've made. And then I went a little bit nuts last month I went on a little tangent, and I've already had the Maxine hot water bottle cover, which I gifted to a couple of people for Christmas, but I decided I wanted to make a few Maxine hot water, the mini version. So again, using all my scraps and bits and pieces, and I did source some mini hot water bottles, which are not that easy to source. I mean, there's a few dodgy ones out there on Temu, which I don't really want to go into those places, but for ethical reasons. But there are other places in Australia that do sell mini hot water bottle covers. Not that cheap actually, but it's a good size and it fits this pattern. So I think I made 6 Maxine hot water bottle covers. And again, with this Woolly Hugs project, it might backfire, and that's okay. I'm going to approach Laura Penrose, and I'm going to try and explain, probably badly, but I'm going to explain what I'm hoping to do, and ask permission if I could sell these in an upcoming show that I've been, I'll go into that later, but someone has offered, a gallery has offered me a spot in a winter show, and I'm hoping to get permission from some designers. And if they say no, that's okay. Guess who's going to get a present this Christmas? You know. So anyway, all I can do is ask, but I'm going to offer for the Woolly Hugs project some of these smaller items as well, again 100% to charity, and I'll be focusing on those 2 charities in Zimbabwe and Luweero, Uganda, primarily for that show, but also as I evolve and develop over the years, I hope to focus on different charities in different years. But so that's the idea. So I went a bit nuts, and I had a lot of fun doing colour work, and again, very quick knits, lots of fun to muck around with what you've got in stash. And so I made these different maxi mini hot water bottle covers, and they're so much fun to do. Lots of different colorways, not all my favorite colorways. I just tried to mix them up a bit, but the main thing was to use stash, and they're nice and little and dinky. And I know a lot of people have hot water bottle electric blankets these days, or they don't even use anything. It does get cold in Australia. You might not think it does, but it does. Obviously I wouldn't use this to keep warm in bed. I'd have my husband and a larger hot water bottle cover, but they're good for, not that I have them anymore, but period pains, or you could give them as a gift to someone who has back pain or some arthritic pain. So I made all these hot water bottle covers as well. So there you go.